I was reading last night on your website, and I got to tell you, I was enjoying the soapbox.
Well, thank you.
The soapbox is good stuff, brother.
I write a couple of those a week. It's just kind of my little editorial.
You know, I read for I don't know how long, brother. Now, I mean, this has been going on for I don't know how long you've been doing that, but now I've gotten emails and seen things on the internet and this and that for several years.
I think 12 years I've been doing it.
And people, this come from Charlie Daniels, and some of it you read and you go, really? Good for him. If that's true, good for him.
You know, I just kind of I do basically I do political commentary, I do social commentary, I do just frivolous things sometimes, like about going shopping with my wife, which I equate to be about 2 cuts above getting a root canal done. You know, I'm not a shopper. I hate shopping, but you know, I'm apt to write about anything. I'll write about sometimes a sporting event or a person or something.
You ain't scared of it, are you?
No, there's gonna be. I tell people, you know, I'm 75 years old. My taxes are paid up. I'll say whatever I want to.
Well, I mean, I read the one last night, and of course, it's heavily. It was just written not long, about a week ago or so.
Which you talking about, the gun control one? Or
I'm talking about the
open letter to Obama.
Open letter.
Yeah.
That,
well, you know, that's just common sense. It's like what I really, when I saw him say, you know, if you got a business, you didn't do that. Somebody helped you with it. And what actually got me up in the air was where was government when I came to Nashville with a $20 bill, a 2-year-old baby, and the clutch out of my car? Nobody came out and gave me anything.
Right.
Where were they when I was way in debt and had to dig my way out? Where were they when my old bus I used to have broke down the side of the road? Nobody came along and gave me a ride.
Amen.
That's a bunch of junk. That's a bunch of detrimental thinking to make people think you can't do anything without us. The hell you can't. You know what I mean?
That's exactly
the
right.
worst thing that people can ever get to thinking is they cannot do anything without the government. The government in a big is supposed to take care of this country to prevent foreign invasion. They're supposed to do the things that they're supposed to do within limits and leave us alone to go to what we need to do. Government does not make anything. They do not manufacture anything. They spend money. They spend money to buy votes with. And we just have a big, we just kept going until we got so many people that depend on the government now until they think they can't. If you want to see a prime example of what happens when people depend on the government, look at what happened in New Orleans during Katrina. Right next door, Mississippi, Gulf Coast, Mississippi got hit just as hard.
Right.
They had flooding. They had trees down. They had power outages. They had everything. The next morning, after the sun came back out, they were out cleaning up. The people in that section of New Orleans were sitting there saying, well, when's somebody going to come get us? Where are you going to take us? What we're going to eat? Where we're going to go? Where we're going to stay? What we're going to do?
Yeah.
That is not that, you know, and I feel, and I'm saying that in compassion, not in anger or not in condemnation.
Right. Of course,
I'm saying in compassion that is what depending on the government conditions you to do, is that you depend on them for everything. You cannot depend on the government for very few things. But right next door, right in Mississippi, right over there, people came out with their chainsaws and their stuff, and they started cleaning up their yards, cutting the trees down.
Got to work.
Power lines, people were out there getting the power back up, and they were getting the stuff took care of. And in New Orleans, they were sitting there saying, well, the water's coming up. And the idiot mayor down there wouldn't even, well, strike that. The mayor down there, no, don't strike it, let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
I mean, let buses sit there and let the water come up in them without sending these people out of town. So anyway, that's a little side trip outside of what we're talking
about. Don't take much to hit a button.
Don't listen to me, son.
Well, I gotta applaud you, brother. I mean, I know that many comment on there. You know, I read. I can't tell you how many amen Charlies, but I'm sure.
Oh, I get criticism.
I'm sure.
Certainly I get criticism.
You can't. I can't read the stuff that I read, and somebody might get all wound up.
Absolutely, I get criticism.
And that's what it's all about.
I don't mind criticism.
Shoot,
Everybody's got a right to their own opinion. It's like, you know, but the problem with is a lot of people is instead of having a conversation with you and trying to reason their side, they want to shut you down. Well, you ain't got no business doing that. Go play your music. Well, I'm keeping on playing my music, but I'm also writing my soapboxes because that's my right. That's a private part of my life. I don't get on stage and start reading my soapboxes to people. I play music on stage, but it's a private part of my life, and that's what I do. I'm as an American citizen. A lot of people died to give me that right.
Amen, brother.
And so don't try to, you don't try to. I notice they try to anything that they do not like and they don't understand and they cannot control, they want to close it down. There's a lot of folks that now have it in for Fox News. The reason they do is because it's always been that they've always had it their way. Because all of the television stations, if you listen, you'd had nothing to compare them to before, and now you do. And if you listen to all the network news and all, you will hear there'll be a lot of stuff you don't even hear about.
Right.
Because it don't fit into it. They definitely have an agenda. Well, somebody now is talking about the other side of things, and they, instead of saying, well, let's talk about this, let's reason together, they want to shut them down. And it's just wrong. That's not what America's about. America's about coming together of ideas of people from different countries and different races and coming together and picking the best of the ideas and going with them. Everybody's not right all the time. Everybody's not wrong all the time. And just because you wear a D or an R beside your name don't make you a good person.
Amen.
Or it don't make you a bad person.
Yeah.